In this lecture, we will learn how to cache the dependencies when working with GitHub Actions. So first of all, we will take a look to the execution of the unit test job. So we have here the steps of the unit test job. We have a step for installing the dependencies where we execute the npm install command to install the dependencies for our application. Okay. The step took here only 5 seconds to complete because we didn't have a lot of dependencies. But if we have many dependencies to install, it will take too much time to complete. The same for the code coverage job. So here we have a step for installing the dependencies. We are installing the same dependencies using the npm install command. Unlike the unit test job, here it took only 5 seconds, but if we have more dependencies, it will take too much time. Instead of installing the dependencies each time we trigger the pipeline, we can cache the dependencies using the cache action, and then we fetch them from the cache instead of installing them again, and this will speed up the workflow. So if we go here to the GitHub Actions marketplace, we will search for an action called cache. So we will use this action to cache the dependencies. So here it says that this action allows caching dependencies and build outputs to improve workflow execution time. Okay. So using the cache action, we will reduce the execution time of the workflow. So let's scroll down and see the usage of this action. So whenever we want to use the cache action in our workflow, we will add a new step to the job, and we will use the users keyword to define the action that we want to use. And we have to add these two required parameters. So we have to specify the path to the file or the directory that we want to cache. And we will also specify a key to invalidate the cache if it is needed. For example, with Node.js, we will define a key using the package.json file because we want to invalidate the cache whenever the package.json file is changed. Okay? And we will do that using the hash files function. So here it says that using the hash files function allows you to create a new cache when the dependencies are changed. Okay? So we'll copy these few lines of code to cache the dependencies in the unit test job and in the code coverage job. So first of all, in the unit test job, before installing the dependencies, we will add a new step to fetch the dependencies from the cache if it is available. So we will add a name to the step. We can call it, for example, cache dependencies. Now we have to set the path to the file or the folder that we want to cache. In our case here, we want to cache the Node modules folder. And for the key, we will call it Node modules, followed by the hash of the package.json file. So we want here to create a key based on the hash of the package.json file because we want to invalidate the cache and create a new one whenever the package.json file is changed. We will add the same step to the code coverage job. So we will add it before installing the dependencies. So now let's commit the changes and trigger the workflow. For the commit message, it can be, for example, add cache to the workflow. So let's commit and push the changes. So now the changes are pushed successfully. Let's go back here to Actions. So look here, now we didn't have any cache. So the dependencies will be installed in both the unit test job and the code coverage job. Okay, let's go back now to Actions. So the workflow was successfully completed. So let's see the logs of the unit test job. So look, now we have a new step. It is called cache dependencies. It says here that cache not found, and that's why it installed the dependencies in the next step. So here it executes the npm install command to install the dependencies. The same for the code coverage job. So we have a new step for cache dependencies. And here for the first time, it doesn't found any cache. That's why it installs the dependencies in the install dependency step using the npm install command. Okay. But now if we go back to the cache, so look, now we have a new cache created 3 minutes ago. Okay. So now if we trigger the workflow again, the unit test job and the code coverage job will not install the dependencies because they will be fetched from the cache. So let's test that. So we will trigger the workflow again. We will do that by clicking here on rerun all jobs. So let's see the logs of the unit test job. So now in the cache dependencies step, it says here cache restored successfully. So it doesn't install anything here, so it took only 2 seconds. The same for the code coverage job. So here, first of all, the job fetches the cache. So it says here cache restored successfully. So it doesn't install anything in the next step because all the dependencies are available in the cache. So it took only 2 seconds. And what we have to know here also about cache, that the cache will be automatically invalidated whenever we make a change to the package.json file. So a new cache will be created. Okay. So that's how we can work with cache in GitHub Actions to speed up the workflow and to reduce the execution time. I hope that everything is clear, and thank you very much.